I tried 5 different AI side hustles to see which one makes the most money. Some were easy, and some took way too much work for not enough money. I spent about 2 hours creating my avatar, setting up my accounts on various platforms. Now this took a little bit longer than expected, because first I wanted to find a good name for my avatar. So I created some designs using Midjourney, and I uploaded them to Etsy as digital downloads. In total, I spent about 20 hours making about 30 designs and then uploading them to my shop. But unfortunately, in the first week, I didn't get any sales at all. It turns out that selling AI art on Etsy is extremely competitive. First, I needed to pick a topic, and I chose to talk about artificial intelligence because that is something I'm passionate about. Then I used ChatGPT to generate video ideas, and I started typing in the prompt. After testing this for the last month, I found that it's extremely profitable. It's not always easy, and sometimes it takes a long time until you make a profit. If you want to learn more about AI dropshipping, then check out the playlist in the description. And finally, if you want to stay updated on all the latest AI news, then make sure to subscribe because I post daily updates. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. That's why it's important to keep trying new things and learning from your mistakes. And if you do everything right, you can make a lot of money. In my first week of running this, I made $400.80. The second week, I made $580.67. And the third week, I made $833.72. So that's a total of $1,800.22 in less than 3 weeks. But you need to understand that this is not easy money. It takes a lot of work, and you need to constantly be improving your ads and finding new products. On top of that, you also need to deal with customers and sometimes returns. And so although this is extremely profitable, it's definitely not for everyone. The next part was to use Midjourney to create thumbnails and then download them. Finally, it was time to create the videos. So I used this tool that generates videos using text, and then I simply changed the prompt to match the video topic. In total, it took me less than 30 minutes to create 3 videos and then upload them to YouTube. So far, they haven't been taken down by YouTube, and they got monetized within a few days. However, I didn't make any money yet because no one watched them. I think the biggest problem here is that there are thousands of channels already doing the exact same thing, so it's extremely hard to stand out and make any kind of money. But if you want to do this yourself, I recommend that you find a very specific niche that hasn't been covered by anyone else. When you look at the top listings, you'll notice they all have thousands of reviews and have been listed for a while. This is my personal favorite, and it's also the one that made me the most money. I've done quite a few tutorials on this already, but basically it works like this. First, you find a winning product by going to an online marketplace and filtering by AI products. Then you create a Shopify store and list the product for a higher price. After that, you create some Facebook ads and target them towards people who might buy the product. Once you get a sale, you order the product from the supplier and ship it directly to your customer. The cool thing about this is that you never need to touch the product or even see it. This means that they're probably not using AI. Otherwise, they would have gotten banned by now. Because Etsy has recently announced that they will ban AI-generated art if they find out that UVA uploaded it. I'm not sure how they'll do this, or even if it's possible, but this is a risk that you need to take into consideration before starting an Etsy store. And because of this risk, and the fact that I spent 20 hours with 0 sales, I'm going to move on to the next side hustle. The cool thing about this is that once you upload a digital download to Etsy, you can list it multiple times without having to pay Etsy fees over and over again. I did this by signing up to an app called Inquest. They literally pay you to answer legal questions with ChatGPT. To use this app, you need to be a lawyer. So I pretended to be one by creating a fake law firm website and then signing up to become a lawyer in 5 minutes. After you get accepted onto the platform, you can see all of the questions that people are asking. And if you click on this icon, you can ask ChatGPT what the answer should be. After that, you just need to copy and paste the answer and then wait for payment. The earning potential here is pretty high because you can make $5 per question. However, there are 3 problems. First, you need to be fast, because the faster you answer the questions, the more money you make. Second, you need to be correct, because if someone flags your answer, then you'll lose all of your money. And third, you need to be available 24/7 because the questions keep coming in forever. And so I ended up making about $150 in a week answering legal questions. But I also think this is something that someone could turn into a business. If you hire other lawyers to help you answer these questions, you could easily scale this to $1,000 or even more. And if you don't know, Etsy fees are very expensive. They take 20 cents just to list an item, and then you have to pay another 12% when someone actually buys. This means if you sell something for $10, you only make $8.70. So you can imagine why I'm really excited about this. I thought it would be fun to have a play on the name Tesla, because I love electric cars and AI. So I went ahead and bought the domain name tessiai.com. After that, I made an avatar that looks like Elon Musk with ChatGPT. I think it turned out great, and I was ready to post my first meme. But one thing's for sure, there are so many ways to make money with AI right now that it would be crazy to miss out. So in this video, I'm gonna show you all of my results from the last week trying out these AI side hustles. Starting off, we have one that was super simple, which is an AI avatar. But I quickly realized something very important. You need to have thousands of followers already on social media before your avatar can start making any kind of meaningful money. After talking with people in the space, they said that getting views as a new avatar is nearly impossible unless you buy them. So after spending 2 weeks posting memes, I only have 48 followers and $0 earned. Next up, we have an AI art Etsy store. AI art is just becoming more and more popular, and I know there is a ton of demand for it. After doing some research, I saw that landscape photos sell very well. So I went ahead and made a bunch of AI-generated landscapes using Midjourney. Next up, I decided to try out AI content writing and specifically answering legal questions. So moving on, I decided to test out an idea that everyone's been talking about, which is an AI YouTube channel. The process for this was quite straightforward. Finally, we have the last side hustle, which is an AI dropshipping store. So let's look at my results. I know this video was mostly about me trying out different side hustles and not making much money, but that's the reality of entrepreneurship. On that note, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot to me.